Welcome back to the third match of the day. This is the ROG Masters. I'm Hugo. Joining me again is Debut, and we are going to be going into Destructive5 versus Risky Gaming here for the quarterfinals.
Oh, it's the quarters already.
Yeah, we are into it.
Destructive5. It sounds dangerous.
Yeah, it sounds destructive, but we're yet to see really anything from them. We can at least have a little bit of a talk about this matchup. I guess we've seen Risky throughout the bracket so far. We followed their tree, so we've seen their performance. Obviously, quite good in the first map, only just clinching it out, about 16-13 if I'm correct. And then the second map, a little bit of a stomp.
16-3 it was on cobblestone. I don't think it was Risky being very strong on cobblestone, but their opponents... Yeah, they had their problems on the T side, and it already hinted at the end of the game.
Yeah, especially with the fact that Yeti actually got through to the round of 16 by a free win because their opponents didn't show up. So that's unfortunate. But we're going to have a quick look at the brackets to see what's going on in the other matches for today. You can see right now D5 versus Risky is going to be our next matchup. The winner of that will be going to face Overcome versus Entity, obviously that winner, and then going straight on for the Grand Finals in Kuala Lumpur. And as well, the bottom part of the bracket that's not quite concluded yet. We still have those matches going on. So MIS are apparently already through to the Grand Finals because apparently the teams before in the round of 16, neither of them showed up. So they got a free win straight away to the semis. So, I mean, that's it. Yeah.
Fortunate.
Yeah, they've got to play one more map, and if they win that, they're going to be through to the LAN finals, which is good for them at least. But a bit of a sneak in there. Got lucky on their placement, and I mean, Destructive5, at least looking at their previous performance so far, their first win they got seeded as the into the round of 16, so they got seeded as a good team supposedly, and then they 16-8'd their opponents who were. Accuracy accuracy. So we've got 68 on that, but again, accuracy, they got a free win against their first match, so we don't know if accuracy are good or not. That's the thing. We haven't got a lot to talk about, but we're going to have a quick look at the veto again. So this is going to be deciding what's the map we're going to play in. Nuke is still in it after 3 vetoes. I'm already surprised.
Risky really don't like cash.
No.
So I think they're going to ban Dust 2 or Mirage next.
Yeah, to be honest, I think they're probably
Nuke, actually.
They're probably going to keep Cobble into this one.
Yeah,
Risky.
I think so too. So I bet Nuke or Dust 2 for Risky. But Risky has the last ban, so they can focus on the other maps. Yeah, there is Dust 2.
Yeah, Risky's banned Nuke every single time as well as Cash. So that's something else to look at. They obviously don't want to play Nuke, so I don't think we'll be seeing Nuke as they do have one more last veto coming up as well. And I mean, it's going to depend. If Destructive can veto Cobble, this may be good for them because it means they'll play, Mirage, because Risky won't want to play Nuke. But as long as Destructive don't veto Nuke, if obviously they've done their research and they know that Risky don't like Nuke, then this should be okay. But we're going to see how it goes when it goes to the last pick here. I'm really excited. I think it's an interesting veto going on now with 3 maps remaining.
So do Destructive5 risk Nuke, or will they ban Cobblestone?
Oh, definitely risk Nuke. Remove. Yeah, so we're going to play Cobble now because Risky Gaming hate Nuke and they love Cobble. So we'll be playing Cobble once again. They're taking their time with this one though. They want to have some fun maybe on Nuke.
Maybe they want to use the new sprays.
Nah.
Nah, they won't.
Just going for Cobble again. So that's going to be another Cobble matchup. I don't think Destructive have done their research. Risky obviously being very well versed on Cobble, a map of their choice.
Yeah, they barely showed any real openings for the T side on the CT side, but we didn't see them really tested, in my opinion. Because the pace for Yadi was quick at the start of the round, then they lost 1 or 2 guys, then they stopped doing everything. They never did anything from that point on, and then they still got close to winning rounds, and then they still gave them away. So I'm really curious to see Risky being tested. I hope they will, because close games are always more entertaining than those stomps. On the other side, Destructive5 probably didn't have time to watch them on Cobblestone, so they might not even know how Risky plays it. That's maybe also the reason why Cobblestone got through.
Could definitely be so. I don't think Destructive would allow Cobble to go through after watching the previous map. But yeah, interesting to say the least. Obviously, Destructive got seeded to the second part of the playoffs, so they got into the round of 16 just straight away off of their placement in the groups as well. Whereas Risky had to at least make their way to that stage themselves. So I guess interesting. You could talk about how maybe Destructive could be the better mechanical team if they got seeded that way. But again, we don't know the teams well enough to really make a fair, unbiased decision. But I guess I'm going to sneak right in there before you do. I'm going to predict Risky to win this one. Yeah. You got the last one.
Well, I'm fine with Destructive5.
Okay, that's fine.
I like the name. I like the taunt that's in the name. And I hope that all 5 of them are going to be destructive to Risky.
I'm sure they will be. I wonder if they have a coach, because if they have a coach, it could be Destructive6. I think they're missing out a key bit of marketing there. But
what if they have a manager as well? It's Destructive7.
They don't have a coach or a manager in their roster, at least.
Okay.
Don't know.
Yeah. I hope that we get off to a good start into the game, that it's close. Both teams feel the urge to put their very best on the table. And I don't care if it's 16-8 or 16-14, as long as the start of the game is close and we see how both teams adjust to each other, because that's the most important part of CSGO, and in my opinion, one of the most interesting parts as well. How do the teams adapt to each other and to their own mistakes in some parts as well? How do they fix it? How do they try to abuse some certain weak spots they have found during the first few rounds on the T side, for example? And usually, if the CTs win the pistol in the first rifle round, they can get to 5-0. And then that's when the pro teams, the real good teams, start counter-stratting and start abusing rotations and how the CTs throw their smokes and stuff, how they try to counter. And that's the brain, that's the mind games going on, and that's what I'm really interested at.
Yeah, I hope we don't have deja vu with the previous map being a 16-3 as well. I'd like to be able to see it a little bit closer.
Especially since we predicted the rounds to go one way and they always went the other way.
Exactly. Castle's Curse.
Yeah, that was one of the best examples for it.
Yeah, I think that literally every time, even on the ecos and stuff, like
the full
eco,
no
we're like,
armors.
Well, they can't win, it's okay, and then they won, and we're like, okay, well, great.
Unfortunate.
Great.
That's the only thing you can say.
As much as I don't want to diss them, I hope they lose. I really did hope they lost that round, and no,
yeah,
didn't happen. It was just embarrassing. But predictions we've already talked about.
Yeah,
I don't think it's an easy one anyway without this much information about the teams. At least in previous weeks, we've had a lot more statistics, a lot more information. For example, the Oceanic region, we had obviously all the peanut gallery ratings as well that we could look at.
Yeah.
And these teams have played official matches on HLTV that we have statistics, we know what their map pool's like, etc. So we can make predictions based on that. And even in the other parts of Asia that we've done, like East Asia and Southeast Asia, there have been teams that we recognise, like the Mongols, for example, Detonator, teams with big names in that region. And so we've been able to make predictions to an extent and kind of decipher who we think is going to be the overdog or the underdog in a matchup.
Yeah.
But with these kind of teams, again, the Indian scene's still growing, this whole region's still growing as well, yet to really get any familiar faces, so it's going to be a lot harder to make a fair prediction. But I mean, from what we've seen, I've already called Risky, you can't copy me, well, that's what we're doing throughout this event, so you've got to go with Destructive5, which is a safer bet than the previous matchup. Probably.
I hope so, but at the same time, we talked about the lack of infrastructure in the sense of tournaments and organizations that support the teams on a regular base, like small tournaments, like weekly tournaments. That's they are definitely there, but they are not as big as in Europe, and they don't offer as much money. So you might not have full-time players here. You have part-time players or players that are going to school and play in the evenings together and stuff like that. So it still needs to develop to get those familiar faces, because you might have one guy that plays very well for 2 years, then he starts studying and he's gone because there's not enough money in the scene yet. So that's what ROG Masters is also good for, to give people a glimpse of a professional career in a game, and that's how you can really take your game to the next level.
That's true. And actually, talking about the Indian scene, do you think I'm not well versed on this? I don't know if you are, but are there any full-time Indian teams, like not big names in terms of organizations? Or
we would have to ask Blay.
Yeah,
he's the Indian guy. He also works for ESL, for example. He's also having, for example, in India, there is a system that gives the teams a good platform to play against. It's so strong. And it's kind of a matchmaking tool. Like you can compare it to Face It, but maybe even a little better. At least the things that I saw from them was really cool. So in India, you have that kind of small scene developing already and making the first few steps to give tournaments something to work with, and a player base and a team base, some names, some brands. You need brands to get your partners exposure and stuff like that. But I'm not really familiar with the teams in India too much.
I'm not sure where Wolves are now, for example.
Yeah.
I don't really know, so it'd be interesting to hear actually from that one. But again, be nice to see some full-time teams in pretty much every country. I'd love if every country had a top team, not a top team obviously, because that wouldn't work, but every country would have a fairly decent team. That'd be nice to see, especially in Asia as well, which is still developing. But it doesn't seem like we're at that stage yet. But maybe one day.
We are getting there.
Yeah, we
definitely.
are getting there.
Also, China just recently started distributing CS:GO officially.
Yeah.
I wonder how Tailu and CyberSen and all the other Chinese teams actually played it there, because
probably just VPN'd it.
Would it be illegal to play it there if it's
just
like
not? That's like watching an 18+ movie when you're under 18. It's like it's frowned upon. It's not illegal.
Is it actually frowned upon as well?
I don't know. Like, it's recommended not to. I don't.
Depends on which 18+ movies you.
Yeah, it's true. I don't really know. I don't really know a lot. It's like it's something it's probably one of those things that's illegal, but no one would ever arrest you for. Like, you would never be enforced. Just one of the. Yeah. We have so many laws that just would not be enforced. You do something, it's just like, okay, just don't do it again. Simple as that. And plus, buying a game that's not allowed doesn't necessarily mean. There are banned movies. You can still watch them online.
Plenty of shops that you can buy it from, and they don't really care where you are.
If you're watching like banned
how
movies,
old you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even in Germany, Germany's a great example. Now that we're here, there are loads of like banned movies, music, stuff like that. So it's easy to you can watch them online. You're not going to be arrested for that, are you? So it's probably the equivalent. I guess you can compare it with.
There are some things that you get arrested for if they're connected to. Racism, for example, that gets enforced quite well. But apart from that, you're definitely
just generally
right.
Music copyright stuff.
Yeah.
It's probably similar to that. But hey, I'm not complaining that they got CS early, because
me neither.
It's good to see them.
It's actually good. It's probably also the reason why CS:GO started getting distributed in China, because of them.
Exactly.
We can't know for sure, but I think it played a role.
That would make sense, yeah. Seeing, because it ironically got released straight after Tyloo started performing at European events. Mm-hmm. So they go to a couple of events, and then China are like, maybe we can make some money. Let's start releasing this thing. And,
let's tickle the cash cow.
Yeah, exactly. So you don't actually know. That could be a good point. So,
just like Valve with his graffitis.
Please don't. Should we go into the game and just show that off while we wait for the players to join the server? We could.
Yeah, but we don't have windows in Cobblestone, so we won't have any problems with that one.
I can join Nuke really quickly.
Unless you can jump scout, orb shot somebody through a wall while you're jump spraying or something like that.
Probably a feature. But we will apparently have the knife round coming up in just a second or just a minute or so. So we won't interrupt this smooth process with any of that anyway, so we'll just wait.
Talking about the knife round on Cobblestone, it's a fairly even map. Do you think it's giving the teams that much momentum? Because I always like to think that, winning the knife round, back in the days when Cloud9 won the knife round, they always cheered in a kind of a sarcastic manner, like, whoa, and they were really loud after the knife round, and they got themselves fired up for the pistol round. Do you think that the knife round has that impact, or?
I think the issue is we'll never know. Well, it's an unquantifiable thing, because you can look at that matchup we just had. We just had IAT versus Risky. And Risky starting on that CT side, picking up 12 rounds or whatever it was.
Yeah, 12, it was 12
to 3. And then winning it 16-3, obviously. So you can go, what would happen if IAT started on that CT side, and then we saw Risky start on that T side? Like we don't know. It's unquantifiable. You can replay the game, but it won't be the same. It depends on the matchup. It depends on so many random factors. To be honest, I think if you really want to get into it, this game is just complete 100% randomness. Obviously not to that extent, but you can play two top teams against each other, and keep putting them against each other on the same map. A different team will win every single time because there's just so many factors that can be taken into account. So I don't think you can really say, yeah, the knife round may have some influence on certain teams because certain play styles, certain teams want to start on CT side so they can get whatever, get hype for it, as you talk about Cloud9, or there's just so many factors. I don't think you can really say it matters a lot.
Wait,
but
that's wrong.
Hello Google. No, we're back.
That was a bug in CSGO. It just opens the Internet Explorer to make your PC run faster.
Yeah, of course. But I don't know. We can't. It's so hard to predict. There's no way of knowing, really, is there? So anyway, let's go into the game.
Maybe you also wanted to watch one of those 18+ movies in the meantime.
Oh yeah, that's what we were doing. No, they're banned in Germany, dude. You can't do it.
Okay, so we've got everything ready. Everyone's ready as well. And KitKat had such a massive start in the previous game. In before, he will go 0-8 again.
He probably will.
Because now I said he's going to have a massive
Can we stop these predictions? Because they're just making the game way more confusing than it has to be.
Well, KitKat got 9 kills in the first 4 rounds in the previous matchup.
But anyway, let's go into the game. Welcome everyone. This is going to be the quarterfinals here for the playoff qualifier. This is Risky versus Destructive. The winner of this is going to be going straight into the semis, and obviously this is a best of one single elimination. We are on cobblestone here, and Risky, they're going to be starting on that CT side. Destructive picking to go on the terrorist side after winning that knife round. So exactly what Risky would have wanted. And look at this setup. Straight off the bat, Destructive are right outside of A, and we have a triple stack from Risky. They've done their research.
Yeah, look at Tox and Caribob, both in the cheeky corners at A. The terrorists are starting to build something up on B, though.
This looks like it may be a drop-down split to A, with these players coming out of middle again. But the issue with this is, if these players push out middle bits preemptively before the drop-down split comes in, they'll be able to drop the bomb and catch out those early 2 players, which is Hex and Addy. And here we go, drop down control from the T's. Now they're going to split up towards the A site, and now we may see this mid control as well come into play for these CTs. It's working out massively. Tox gets the first kill. Was does trade on the site, and Was is actually going to pick up 2, and Foxy as well following up. This is a massive round for Destructive. They're hitting all their shots, and Risky just seem to be completely unaware of the setup that these T's possess, but the bomb's dropped on the site, and now it's not going to go down as KitKat. He just holds across, disallowing them from pushing the bomb down to the default area. He does follow up with another. Was goes down. This is suddenly falling apart here for Destructive. They have to pick something up, but they will do a lot of damage. Heavy going to be tagged up very heavily here as they finally get the bomb over towards the site. Nice jump shot though for Foxy. The triple burst working out massively, and Javi going to be caught out.
It looked like the bomb was cursed for a second because everyone that picked it up got killed right after it. Now Risky had a fair chance of cutting back, but Destructive's call was way too good for that setup. Risky, with those 2 players over here, they were basically out in the open when the terrorists came in from here, and no cover, no preparation for that push. Risky caught with their pants down. Now they have 2 scouts, and they tried to win the round by holding B with 4 players. Breaker is at A with his scout, and we know he used the orb over there in the previous matchup, so we will see him do that again pretty surely.
Yeah, and the scout peeking up on towards B again. Javi getting extremely tagged up there. There is KitKat very close, but Caribou very close, and he does have a pistol with armor as well, but the Molotov going to force him out there. Was takes advantage, takes him down, follows up with some damage, and KitKat on the site. He's tagged down to 15 HP as well. Gets tapped by Foxy, and the scout at the back of the chicken coop's going to be able to actually wreak some havoc here. He does pick up 2 kills. Wallbang not coming through despite him being tagged up, and SMX going to be able to find him as well. 2 players remain to Risky.
Oh, Tox in trouble. He was flanked and backstabbed by Addy. Now Breaker's the last man standing. He's already expected by the terrorists. Foxy's not going to make the mistake. Oh, he is going for the peek. Risk his life for a second. And Breaker is saving his scout, it seems like, or at least changing his approach, maybe going for the exit frag on the rotation area. No, he's not.
But talking about the pistol, while we've got some downtime at least, the setup from Risky was really weird because they should have in theory won that round. They had those 2 players in crossfire to drop the bomb in middle, but they just seemed like they weren't aware of the setup from Destructive. When they split in through drop down and went into connector, Risky rotated all their players over towards B that were in the connector, so they had no control, no knowledge that Destructive had actually pushed in towards A. So when these 2 players down mid were caught out, they were like, guys, what's happened? It seemed like they really had a lack of communication there because that pistol round, I was so upset when I saw it go the way of Destructive expected, because Risky had the read on perfectly, but they just didn't play the setup right.
Yeah, and also the two guys inside B were back here.
Yeah.
As far as I recall, though,
No,
at the start of the round. So they had no info at all. Yeah, Risky probably learned the lesson, but it might be too late already. It's a best of one single elimination bracket, so they won't have another chance on a CT pistol.
Yeah, this is going to be all to win for here, and Wuz is going to kick off the round with a double kill now coming out from Happy. Triple, he just turns around. What is this? Oh dear, single-handedly making the round a little more favourable now for Risky, but the flank is coming out from SNX, and he's going to be able to get some tags off as well, but now his information is going to be displayed to the rest of the Risky side. They know exactly where he is, and while there may be some rifles here on the Destructive side, we are going to see a couple grabbed up for Risky as well as the bomb makes its way towards A.
Yeah, good informational play by Bob to go for the peek and see if there's anyone backstabbing the 3 terrorists holding on to A long there. SMX is not committing to the fight though. He knew if I hold A, my teammate can plant, and that's what Foxy just did. SMX picking up the hatchet onto Bob as well, and Foxy holding down with his Galil. Good hold by the terrorist. 2v2 coming up with a triple kill for Heavy. Can he make it the ace?
Yeah, but this is the issue. If you start solo peeking in a 4v2, you're going to throw it away like this round. It seems like they may just be done now because the lack of armor is going to come into account here. Breaker doesn't manage to land one with the pistol, but the time is so low. He has to hurry up. He's only got one bullet left in his clip and pulls out the scout. Just gets eliminated from Foxy. Thrown away from Risky. They had the potential to take it, but just peaked in 4 1v1s there. So Destructive are going to be able to secure their third round on the board, but it is going to be costly as well with one player remaining, so that may impact them later in the game, and it's definitely going to disallow them from getting an AWP for the time being. But now Risky go for their bite, and they are going to have a pretty lucrative one as well. They've got a full rifle setup.
And we see the aggression by Breaker. He's going to smoke off the smoke, so he could push through the first smoke. He doesn't want to commit to it. He knows he's alone at A. If he goes down, the terrorists might just reach and run at the A bomb site. Now the Destructive5 showed themselves on the B bomb site. He's just holding on to A long passively and letting his teammates hold the B bomb site. The terrorists on the other side, they're trying to grind down the CTs by also attacking through A long. And this might be a real puzzle for the CTs. They have to figure out what the terrorists are actually up to.
Yeah, and Addy, he's going to be going for some information there. Just starts pushing up. The one lone CT does back off to the site, so that's going to be Breaker just holding off onto A as Destructive. They make a bit of distraction over towards B. They still had the bomb there as well, so interesting to see their setup. If they want to flank some players into behind Risky, they should only have one A player. They don't need two. And again, there is a very set back position from Peck, so he can rotate to join the rest of the players in B while the flanking's done by Addy, but a pause is going to be called out. Damage has already been done, but from the Destructive side, so they should technically call a pause now. Oh, they're going to get the pick, so it doesn't matter. Probably going to carry out.
Yeah, instantly unpause.
4v4.
I guess he's back now.
Risky should have called the pause, though, because the issue was they actually got tagged up at the beginning of the round. I'm not too sure what's going on now. I'm not sure this is live or not, but let's just assume it is here. As Destructive, they are just splitting. They have no reason to play anything seriously here because none of this makes any sense. But we will just see them eliminate Risky. See, they don't even care if one player's going to time out. They just tear them apart.
All right, let's see. Yeah.
Oh, now Risky are calling to reset. I don't know. I feel like that we should carry on live. Risky weren't up for resetting. No. Risky weren't up for resetting, and as soon as Destructive got a pick, Risky suddenly were.
It's a decision that the admin has to figure out with the players. Now, it's certainly not an easy one, though.
Yeah, I'm not too sure with that one. That's an interesting. The thing is, Risky should have called a pause straight away. Oh no, because the pause was called. No one agreed from the Risky side. I'm not going to get into the politics of this. Obviously, the admin will sort it out in just a second.
Yeah, okay. They are fine, and that's a cool thing. The terrorists didn't necessarily show anything special at the moment anyway, so... And I think Destructive5 also realized, okay, Bob actually really stopped playing for real.
The CTs, they should have confirmed it in chat saying, so we knew it wasn't live.
Yeah, they probably were too focused, realized too late, maybe. I don't know. Maybe they also tried to get a cheeky edge.
Yeah, I feel like they just didn't want to reset it.
It's an important game.
Technically, damage had been done, so they didn't have to say yes. You don't have to say yes. But
damage was done on them,
on their
so
side,
it
that's the
wouldn't
thing.
really
So
make sense.
So they wanted to carry on thinking they get an edge, maybe, I think.
Yeah.
But then as soon as it suddenly went south to them, they suddenly switched things up and went, actually, no, we want to reset. I don't know. I'm not going to say foul play. Maybe it went completely differently, but that's definitely what it looks like. But regardless, Destructive, they are going to be very nice, and they're going to allow the round reset.
Oh, and you see, Risky is changing their minds.
Yeah, they are going for the AWP.
is going for the AWP.
Ah, this is interesting. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see how this one turns out. If it goes in the favour of Risky, I think Destructive will be definitely a bit angry about this one. But again, they have got the 3-0 lead, so they've got that in the bank to work with.
But I like the fair play of Destructive5 that they said, okay, let's restart. We asked for it at the start. It was confusing. Let's just go for it.
Yeah, they could have argued for that, but
indeed, and restarting is definitely more fair than not restarting in that area.
Yeah, and again, as much I don't want to be biased, let's hope just Destructive pick this one up, because it seems like they did deserve it in the previous round. But they again, actually, I don't know. Risky, they had a couple of players not taking it seriously there, so who knows? But let's just see how it goes, I guess. We do see obviously the switch up, the AWP on Breaker, no AWP on Destructive. They do have economy to afford up with Foxy, but just going for the rifles instead. And now a bit of a different setup here from the Risky side, but Destructive are doing the same thing, pushing up towards A. They're going to spot out that first player. Addy takes down KitKat, receives a dink. The damage has been done, and there's still Breaker with the AWP there, but he's not going to be in a position to trade as Destructive. They send the rest of the players back towards B as you can see Risky already rotating Carry Bob back towards the A. So it's going to be the perfect read here from the Destructive.
Oh, nice kill by Breaker on the A bomb side, holding on to that one. The terrorists were about to capitalize on the first kill over there. Now the CT's in trouble though. Heavy only gets one frag. Carry Bob gets intercepted by Was. And a 3v1 Breaker with the AWP. It's time to save, my dear. Or not. Well, he could try and get a kill if the smoke fades.
Fallen, do it.
Doesn't want to get banned though, so...
Yeah, when you've got an AWP no armor, there's really no reason to go for it. Just save it, take it into the next round. Getting one kill here is not going to impact anything on the economy of Destructive. So right now he's dead. Like, there's no way he can survive this, I'd like to think. Although that being said, who knows? This is Counter-Strike. So, oh my god, what the hell's happening to Boo? I'm disgusted.
It's a twisted ankle again. It looks funny, but it hurts. At least the terrorist. Breaker was dancing around the pillar quite nicely. Little pillar dancer there.
It's such a risky play. I don't want to say it's stupid, but I mean, if it's stupid and it works, I guess it's not stupid.
But it was risky.
Yeah, that was it wasn't worth it as well. The benefit to getting 2 kills was not worth the risk of just saving the AWP and then having that guaranteed into the next round.
Especially since next round your teammates are going to save, so you will be the only guy with a weapon in the first place. So
yeah, they can play around you, I guess.
Yeah.
But let's see this full rush onto B from Destructive. They're up against pistols, and Toxie's going to be boosting himself up. This could be perfect. Ooh. Comes round on the flank, grabs one. Going to go for the second as well. Runs out of ammo. His teammate, the AWP on the site, going to have to pick up a couple of kills now. He does start with one. Takes down SMX with a nade. Just going to be the end of him. Breaker gets dropped by Pex, and this boost could be perfect here as Pex. He works his way on top of the tree. The smoke just warding him off, so he can't quite find the angle. But there we go. There's the headshot. And there's one more player very, very close. But with only a deagle, this should just be it. Pex, he finds 2. Grabs himself the AWP as well. And Destructive, a 5-0 lead.
And a 4K for Pex. What a nice play by him. He carried the bomb. Then he talked to his teammate, boosted me up to the tree, and dropped the bomb as well to Foxy. Foxy was quite low, so he just stayed put, while Pex was doing all the work from above. Nice job by Destructive5, showing some team play. But they lost 3 players against a fairly weak buy of Risky Gaming. They only had the AWP for Breaker, so the CTs did put up quite some resistance. Maybe they can work with that in the future.
Yeah, if they can do that on an eco, what can they really do on a buy? That's the main thing to take away. So a double AWP coming out again for Risky. We've only got the single one on Destructive, but so far a pretty effective lead going in their favour. So even if they lose, it's not going to be too much of an issue. They just want to try and build up this T-side economy. That is going to be the main thing that they've got to focus on now. So again, they go for the same setup. It's always Addy and Pex over towards A with this triple stack towards B from the T side, and they try and work their way up, pick a player off in A, and then force a rotation off of B onto A from the Risky side, and then just take B. That seems to be their setup every single round so far. But And he may get caught out here. Nice boost. Oh, he's going to catch out the leg. Doesn't quite hit the shot, though, but he spots him. And now the drop coming out from KitKat. He knows these players are pushing up longer. We've seen a bit of rotation here as all 5 of these players start to push up onto A solo here. KitKat waits for that first player, and he does actually take the fight. Gets away with it as well. 34 points of health left as Foxy. He starts to flank back round, but there's still an AWP in the doors to deal with here. It's going to be favoured for the CT side, but he will trade things back out.
Bob still holding the line in the back of the side. Oh, he picks up 2 frags as well. Addy with the reply though. Now Talk's next in line. He struggles, but in the end, Addy was just in a very bad position there with his AWP. Risky working together. Nice play by KitKat, who was, or was that Bob at the boost?
KitKat at the boost.
Yeah, it was KitKat.
Bob was at the back of the side by balcony.
Ah, yeah, indeed. So KitKat dropping from the boost, then he gets smoked off, he drops the flash, goes for the peek to see if it's really the A push, confirms that it's a push, his teammates come in with rotations, help him out after he dies at long, but he got a kill over there, so nice job, and now it's Breaker unleashing his AWP. It's going down to Addy though.
Necessary peek there. He got the AWP kill, and then he could have just run back and backed off of the edge of plywood, but instead they're going to grab themselves an AWP and suddenly make this a little more costly, but the nade will be the death of him, and Tox, the man to step up here with a nice double kill to finish things off. And Risky 2-5, keeping things alive for the time being, but Destructive, they've got their buy coming out, so they are going to have the AKs and the one lone UMP on the AWP that not quite got the same economy the rest of his team have after buying up so many AWPs. And still the double AWP retains on this CT side here. You have Breaker and Habby picking that up. But it seems that Destructive, again, going for the same setup here. We have this default, we have the triple B control, we have these 2 players, the same 2 players over towards A. Just waiting for whatever's going to be going on from Risky in terms of aggression, but nothing really pushed up here. And these players aren't actually going to be probing A for information this round, they are just staying towards B, so maybe hinting towards a late B take.
Yeah, Kitty is already rotated back towards B. It's kind of the showdown between Pax and Addy versus Breaker and KitKat, who now made the rotation, so it's going to be a 5v4 clash on the B execution of Destructive5. Who takes point, who risks his life against the 4 CTs over there. Heavy in chicken coop with the AWP, and he's got Bob close by, but KitKat is already going back again. Now the smokes come in. KitKat's still close enough to support his teammates. Risky should have a good hold, but Destructive5 are going to bash in the door with sheer force.
Yeah, first entry from Pex as well, tries to follow up this smoke on tree, going to allow this upper player to actually have a good bit of positioning to work with. Can just wait for that to dissipate and could do some massive damage as well. KitKat just biding his time, jumps out onto the site and gets taken down. Now 2 players only remain as SMX and Foxy, they both entry things up. The nade though, Breaker's going to get dropped and it's all onto 1. Fox gets found by Pex though, and that's going to be it. A nice round from Destructive, very fast push onto the site, and it works out massively for them as we see a 6-2 scoreline and an eco from Risky.
Indeed, the eco breaking Risky's money. Even though they won 2 rounds in a row, they couldn't save up enough to get another buy out. But they will have a buy in the next round, I believe. Even though the loser bonus is still quite low, they saved up roughly 3,003 players. That's gonna be enough for them to squeeze out the buy. Destructive5 are impressive though, in my opinion. They have their default, and when they make a decision, they stick to it, and they really run in there without stopping. Even if they lose 1 or 2 guys, it doesn't matter to them. They just keep pushing, and that's the key part on the B platform execution. That's what we saw was in Yadi's mistake in a previous matchup against Risky. They stopped halfway through the push and allowed the CTs to get back into positions and spray them down. So Destructive5 have to keep that momentum going.
Yeah, definitely so, and they're going to be setting up towards B. Already a man down thanks to some aggression and drop down from Tox, but they still have got the rifles to work with as they amount their push over towards the site. There's 1 lone defender on plat, and the rest of them are just going to be set up towards the site. So we do have the quad stack, which will be favouring Risky in terms of players, but not in terms of weapons. But actually, I say that I may be wrong. Javi digs out Foxy, and while flank may come down from Destructive on the A site, it's still 30 seconds left. They have to commit to this B site and they have to push up through this plat, as that's where all these players are. But actually, as I say that, the bomb rotating back, Breaker is going to be in position to catch these guys off. And if they walk past without checking him, the knife is out. He's going to be able to take him, and he gets himself a rifle for his troubles as well. The bomb's down and there's only 20 seconds left. There's nothing Destructive can do, and this is what happens when you play these rounds too slowly here. 4 players remaining for Risky. What a round.
And they got fooled by themselves. That was such a harsh round for Destructive5. There is no other call to make. If your player sneaks all the way through to A and it's empty, you gotta think, well, it's empty. Your 2 players make the rotation, and then there's one guy, it's Breaker, that actually, you can see it on his screen, or you were able to see it on his screen. He spotted him and quickly hid away. It's like really like a rat scaring away, and then just hiding in the corner, fooling the terrorists. Really nice play by Risky Gaming, and especially Breaker, who I gotta point out was a key part of this round.
Yeah, and there was time for him to get to the site as well, so it's such a shame. But now Destructive, at least they've split themselves into connector, but you can see Javi's more than ready for that, to take that fight there. Foxy is dropped, and there we go, just a bit of a spray down from the CT side. 1 kill left, and Breaker will get it. Knife out.
With a knife again.
Yeah, look at this. Look at this HP though.
Yeah.
They're all down on 10, apart from 2 of them.
It was the second knife kill of the tournament already.
Yeah.
Greedy little bugger.
Indeed. I think it was Breaker as well to get the first.
Yeah.
Jeez.
It's yeah.
Lovely.
The terrorists though, with another save slash forced buy. After the 2 rounds, they need to wait until their money is built up again to a healthy status. Was taking point with a Tech 9. I think the bomb plant is in the works for the terrorists. They really need to get that one, or they really want to get it. And I want to put up some pressure on the CT side, making them struggle. Against an eco round is always a good way of getting some more respect.
Yeah, and with only 2 players remaining and 1 kill found, it's probably going to be a risky round. That rhymed. As the boost comes up with the M4 here from Pex, and Foxy alone on 10 HP. It's such a shame he has the armor as well. If Pex had the armor and 80 HP, it could be doable, but...
but Foxy keeps the bomb.
Yeah, they are going to commit to this B site then. But it's going to be based on Pexy at least getting those entries. That of which he won't. Javi tails him down, and there we go. Carry follows up. 5-6. Risky almost equalising this. This is looking a little more close than I would have expected.
Yeah, at the start it looked like Destructive5 really have a good game plan that matches perfectly to Risky's way of playing it. But it seemed like they lost focus of the real things that were making them as successful as they were in the previous few rounds. It was the A play actually, taking the CTs away from B and then capitalizing on those first frags. That's what made Destructive5 so successful in the first few rounds. And they're going back to their old ways. Eddie and Pex are back to A. This time around, they're up against KitKat only. The CTs try to seal off the B bomb set and make the terrorists struggle over there, trying to force the terrorists into a more uncomfortable position of having to push somewhere where you really don't want to go in the first place.
Yeah, that's true. And still the same setup here, but this time Risky are playing a little more riskily. They've only got 1 towards A. That's going to be KitKat. No AWP as well, but they will have that AWP rotating back towards the A site. Little to no information working off of that, just trying to at least switch up the setup as we go later into the round here. As Breaker, he's going to join KitKat there over towards the long area. This is a dangerous angle to be in, but he does have his teammate to trade. And these players from Destructive, they can't afford to let the round time go too small, as we saw a couple of rounds ago now, as they send these players with the bomb up towards A. This is going to be the commitment here with 30 seconds left. They have that one flank player on Foxy who could drop in through the drop down later in the round or come out through Plat, and he will do so as Pex. He will start opening things up on towards A, finds that first kill. KitKat goes down. There's still another player to deal with the AWP. Breaker not going to be aware of these players behind him, just peeks out blindly and gets dropped as well. Carrybog trying to deny this entry into the balcony, and he will do so. Finds one, but the bomb meanwhile crossing towards the site of Foxy on the flank. He will be able to get 1, gets 2 as well, tries to follow up and only gets a good bit of damage there. Carry gets out with 7 HP, but he'll be walking into a death trap. Pex holding the angle right and ready for that one. And Destructive a 7-5 scoreline here.
Yeah, and they went back to their default that worked so well in the first 2 rifle rounds. And it instantly clicks again. The CT started with KitKat over at A. He has heard the 2 terrorists at A long. He calls in Breaker to help him out, but they leave this area uncovered, and that's when the terrorists came in from behind, got those kills, opened up the A-bomb site with a slicer, and after that it's Risky out of position. They tried to hang on to the side, but ultimately they failed, so Destructive5 win the edge over to themselves. The CT's on the brink of a save. As you can see, 3 players below the 2,500 mark that you would have to have if you want to go for a buy. So either a quick save by Risky, or they need to win the round to keep their economy going.
Yeah, but the first pick being found and was just going to back off as the Molotov comes in, or the flashes come in. He's not going to be able to trade there. That's so important. Risky now have the man advantage, and with no rebuttal here from the Destructive side, this could be a really dire situation for them as the time, again, is going to be ticking down without them finding anything into this round. They are winning them, but they are getting very, very close in the process, and this could be dangerous. And, oh, Addy, the timing getting the better of him. KitKat finds him over towards A, and now there's going to be another man deficit here from the Destructive side, as 2 players are going to be riding high on the Risky side. And now we will see this push into drop down. We have 2 players there. Flash goes in. Pex takes down the first player, though, as we see the peak come out from Tox. And again, aggression towards Plat going to benefit. Was there, but still they need to follow up, and they will do so. Pex, absolutely massive frag there. Going to be able to put it finally in the advantage of the Destructive side, but the nade could do some damage on the B site. Does put Pex down to 12, but it's not going to be the silencing one that he needs, as 3 remain here for the T side.
They go for the counter boost again to get an additional angle on the retake. Wuss is holding very passively in the corner, so the CTs would have to pass him. And if you're pushing into B from platform and you don't have any support, chances are you're not going to check that little corner on the left side, and that's what KitKat is not doing. Oh, Wuss. Now, he's not overcommitting though. He messed up a little bit, but he's not gonna go all the way out. KitKat would have surely taken him down. Now the CT has to back away.
Oh, the ammo.
Yeah, he's gonna kill both. One with a bomb, one with a pistol, but the round is lost. Destructive5 with the 8-5, and they were down in the 5v3, and they still got back. And that was Pex.
Pex, yeah.
He was pre-firing everything when he dropped and came into the A-bomb set. He pre-fired every single angle over here, and always on the headshot level. So really nice opening for him. Well, Destructive5 clawing the way back.
And what's interesting to talk about is if we didn't see that eco win from Risky a couple of rounds ago, we could even be seeing something like a 12-0 or something. The only rounds Risky have are really kind of off the back of that eco as well.
Yeah.
If you look at the scoreboard, at least they won that eco. They won the subsequent round, obviously losing to 1 buy and then resetting them. And because obviously they reset them, they therefore had the economy to beat the 2 anti-ecos and then 1 buy, and then they got beaten as well. So, I mean, you could pick up on the fact that Destructive, they've only lost 5 rounds for a reason, and that's because of 1. It shows how much 1 round can impact the performance of a whole game, and Destructive not giving anything up since then. That's 2 in a row, and they're looking to take a 3rd. There's only 2 pistols remain on Risky this time.
Yeah, Eddie and company take it very slow. Definitely going to be the B execution up against 3 CTs over there. And it's only one of the 3 rifles is at the B bomb site. Breaker is still quite far away. KitKat is nowhere near. Carry picks up 1, talks with 1. SMX about to backstab talks.
Oh,
nice timing, but he gets raided by Breaker, and it's a 1v3, and the CTs in a position that they shouldn't be in right now, because the terrorists had everything working for them. The rifle was on the wrong bomb site, 2 pistols to support him, but it shouldn't have been enough to stop the terrorists from pushing through.
Oh, but the Molotov should be it. Was just gets out of the angle, but the radius going to expand there, putting him down to 2 HP. The time's so low anyway, and Javi will deal that final damaging blow. Is Risky. They take their 6th round, but there's 1 more left of the half, and now the money. Look at Destructive. They may give up another one here.
An 8-7 scoreline would be my dream scenario, even though I would have loved to see a few more close rounds in a sense of 1v1 situations in rifle rounds. But I'm okay with an 8-7. That makes up for a very close game.
Yeah, especially when the previous game on Cobble was a whitewash, 16-3. this one definitely brings it back to a more entertaining match. KitKat, he's going to be entertaining as well. Picks up one breaker as well, follows in the pistols, running through the Molotov there to support his teammate. Great teamwork there, but it's going to be costly. Down to 40 HP and Destructive. They're so split up from the rest of the players. You can see SMX just gets caught out there alone. His carry bomb, he's going to be headshotted. It's all on Foxy here. The mag 7 at long range, that'll be it. 7 to 8. Risky, they don't even lose a player there. And that will be the round in the bag as we go into the second pistol round here. Destructive picking up the previous one. They can take 2. They should have no excuse to lose this map.
Yeah. Back in the day in 1.6, had an 80% win chance if you win both pistol rounds. Now that changed a little bit due to the second round being kind of a second pistol round in a sense. So
more armor.
We gotta watch out to see if the teams can string the rounds together, and then how the economy will evolve on the CT side. Destructive5 definitely want to have an AWP for Addy, and I believe Foxy and Pax were doing very well, yeah. 13 and 11 kills, so if they can keep it up, we could see the terrorists run against a brick wall. Look at that play by the CTs. Addy risking his life. He's alone over there as well, but he got the information. The terrorists should be aware of a stack going on. But look at where the stack actually is. It's not on the B-bomb set, it's in the rotation area, and that's a cool take in my opinion.
Yeah, it seems like Risky have realised that though, because if you push a solo player so fast up middle, you know that the rest of your team are going to be stacked towards a certain site. So Risky going to take advantage of that information again and just push onto A. But Destructive, again with that setup in connector, going to rotate very, very fast here. Addy going to kick things off with the first kill, but a push through the smoke from Tox may go unpunished here. He manages to grab one for his troubles, but meanwhile the rest of his B team, they split onto B. It's a double fake here as they get the bomb down on the site. And Risky, great round for them so far, but the retake's already on. Not going well though, as Toxie eliminates another from the field, and Javi going to try and follow up as a flashbang going to be thrown right in. That's actually a decoy there, but still, it fake flashed me as well. Carry finds another, and now only 2 remain here for the CT side. It's all said and done here as Javi, he puts another bullet in the face of Foxy. That'll be it. Nice round from him.
What a perfect call by the terrorists there. Spotting Addy gives away the stack, but they weren't sure where the stack was. So Addy is obviously going to fall back into the bomb site. The terrorists figured, well, we have all our players ready for a B go. Let's push 2 guys into A and fake that we are going A. The CTs are definitely going to send at least 2 players or at least 1 player over into the A bomb site, and 1 player is going to hang out over there so he can rotate back to both sides in time. And that's when the terrorists made the push into B, because the CTs were spread out across the map, so you can make it duels. And on top of that, Tox didn't commit to the A bomb set, but rushed right into the rotation area and tried to join his teammates on B through the A bomb site. Wow, just amazing play by Risky.
Yeah, and they're going to benefit from it as well. Actually taking the T-side pistol round now and having a bit of a lead going into the second half with the rifles and the SMGs up only against pistols here. But pistols are pretty much like, you know, rifles now anyway with the current Counter-Strike meta. So
plus they have a ZZ75.
That's like, insane.
It actually is automatic as well.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, it's fairly good fight though from Destructive. But Risky will be able to eliminate one of those players already straight off the bat. And Addy, he's going to be left on the site on A completely alone, as the rest of his team, they are so far detached and yet to rotate. I feel like they may just save this armor into the next round to go for another attempted buy.
Yeah, that's the best idea for Destructive5 at the moment. Maybe trying to get 1 kill on a guy that's alone, and obviously that's Breaker.
Oh my god.
Wow. Okay, Foxy, calm down, man. That was such a... Well, in Germany we call that Brett.
Brett.
It's wood.
Oh, okay.
You get slapped in the face with a wood. You know, it's like a baseball bat, so
okay, baseball bat.
Also making the same sound as if your face hits wood, like the crunching sound.
Yeah, a bit of onomatopoeia there.
Yeah, it's such a nice sound to hear actually.
What, the face?
No,
someone's face
in-game sound.
Someone's face getting hit by a bit of wood. Dabu, I don't know what you're doing in your evening, but
well, you saw my biceps.
Yeah.
It's so small because I always use
wood. Yeah. Oh my god, this is getting creepy now. I'm quite scared of him. Someone help. But the buy again from Risky, they do pick up another round on the board, and Destructive keeping this armor into the next to try and get something achieved. I'm not sure why Waz has Okay, he's giving the pistol to his teammate. Yeah, he's going to be taking the armor UMP. I thought he hadn't handed it on the pistol, but Addy instead going to take that 5-7 there. And now we will just see Risky set up with a default. They've got a couple of SMGs to mow down these armorless players, but again, they know they're up against saving players, so these rifles are going to be the more effective weapons to utilize. They set up towards a drop down. Seems like they will commit to this one. Already a peek from the CT. He's going to go punish. Foxy's down to 6, but he won't do too much damage in revenge.
A nice team play by the terrorist. If he had peeked alone, he might have been dead. Breaker with a UMP head. Oh, there's a second one. Watch out the tree. It has legs and it shoots back at you, but not anymore. SMX gets taken down. Pex and Addy left alone. No reason to save anything here. The 5-7 is not that expensive. So try and use it to get a kill, but he just missed Carry Bob over there. Carry Bob has heard him, I believe. Addy taking the long route.
Yeah.
He's running the marathon.
He's trying to get a lightweight pro. No, marathon pro. God, my old Modern Warfare 2 days. Throwback.
But there are no people with water standing next to him to support him.
Good point.
Or bananas. The best energy food in the world.
Yeah, you were eating one earlier, weren't you?
Yeah, I already ate 2 during the course of this tournament.
Getting your 5 a day today, aren't you?
Yeah, I gotta keep my biceps strong.
Oh yes, he can brat people or whatever.
Yeah. The way you say it, it's amazing. It's so good.
Yeah, my German's pretty on point here. But 10-8 now for Risky. They've taken the round advantage now pretty heavily. And straight off the bat, Destructive are going to be counter-boosting a player. Look at this. Pex is already on the flank. He's going to have a massive position if we could just switch to him. There we go. As he's going to be coming in from behind. As Risky, they start to amount their push onto B. But there's only going to be one player. And the smoke is down, so we can't actually get any kills here. But he's going to allow them to push up. Holds his back, though. But the smoke just catching him out there as Breaker drops him. Still SMX on the site. Finds himself one to Javi and push up from Addy as well to drop another, but the bomb's going to be down. It is a 3v3. 2 tagged up terrorists though, so it's not over here for the Destructive side. They can still come back in with a retake, and they will definitely start off well as was. He finds the first good position in the smoke there from Tox, but he gets dropped, and now it's all on Breaker with the AWP. The double peek from the CT side. He's so tagged up. They just need to stick the bomb now, and they will do so. A 10-second defuse as Addy just awaits for this push from Breaker. It will come through, and oh my god, he's not able to defend, but SMX is going to be able to do the damage instead. Good communication.
10-second defuse.
Yeah, it's time.
Yeah.
Good communication though, because Addy actually calling, I'm flashed, I can't peek SMX. He's gonna chase.
Yeah.
Knowing he was sticking the bomb, Breaker just chased that one. Obviously, why wouldn't you? And then SMX was just right and ready to take him down there. So good communication there from the CT side, and the retake will come through.
Yeah, both teams grow on me. They show team play, they show communication, they show the mid-round calling, they show discipline as well, staying away and going for those kind of plays. I wouldn't be able to pick a winner if I had the choice, If I could say this team advances, I wouldn't know which one to go for.
I would instead put them in a best of 1 on Cobblestone. And see who gets
on
through.
all maps to find the real winner.
Yeah, that's how you do it, especially you.
The best of 7, the dream scenario of Reddit.
That would be so much fun. But anyway, push coming into B here from Risky. They have gone for the bar after getting the bomb plant, so they've got 4 rifles and no money for the AWP. But Destructive, they are just going to be playing very sneakily here. SMX flashes through, peeks through the smoke as well, takes himself one, but has to pull out the pistol as the M4A1S. Not got enough ammo there to do more damage. He gets dropped eventually by Tox, and Breaker is pushing in through the smoke. Gets AWP'd by Addy. And the flank coming out from was going to be pretty effective too, but these afterparts from the T's, the Shadow giving away his position. Javi gets caught, and now it's just the last player. They know he's in the chicken coop. He goes for that first fight, trying to turn it into a one-on-one, and he will be successful. It's all on Addy, pushing up very close here, going to make a lot of noise. So Carry getting full flash. He doesn't realise that they're both so white, but the peek coming out anyway. He's going to miss, pulls out the pistol. They're both on pistols here. What is happening? He finds the headshot, and Risky. Oh my god, that was a frightening round.
My god, Carry Bob's crosshair was just trailing behind Addy in that moment, and I don't know what kicked in, but it must have been some kind of Glock recall magic that found the headshot there. Wow. That round, that's what we want to see. Those executions, those plays, all individual plays as well. It's not that much about team play in the previous round. This time, it was just people making decisions in the right moment. The flash by SMX was so amazing. He just threw it on the floor, dropped it right there, and then pushed it behind it. Awesome play by all the players here. Wow, I'm just lost for words at the moment. It's just nice gameplay by both teams. I like it a lot.
Yeah, it's getting very, very close each round there, you know, on the edge of our seats. And Risky, they are going to be on the edge of 12 rounds here as they start to fake their A push as well, causing another double rotation. But look at that headshot. Javi just going to be able to execute Hex. And Breaker as well, trying to damage off onto A, does take down SMX as well. Was just confused. Where are they going? A, B? Don't know. May as well go B. And the bomb goes down in the meantime, so he knows where they are. And they know where he is. Javi finds a headshot and another round for Risky. 12-9 now.
They're winning the edge. The CTs with the 4 spy. It's not going to be that much. No AWP for anyone. Everyone's below 4,750, so we don't see a glass cannon. At least they will pick up some armor and a few grenades as well to hold on to the bomb site, but Risky 3 rounds away already, and they have built up some money cushion as well. If they lose this one, they can stretch it out, they can buy up another one, and after that, it's going to be the save for them. Destructive5 really need to win 2 rounds in a row now, otherwise this game might be lost to them.
Yeah, that seems to be the case here, and Javi just missing that player.
Oh, look at that.
He caught it in middle. He just missed him by a second and was going to be able to get the flank. He's got the drop on the first player, but he doesn't realise where Javi is either. Gets dropped on the flank, and it is going to be a trade, a fair one, just favouring Risky, but this fight is going to favour them even further as Carry, he takes down another SMX, going to be dropped over towards B. Another man advantage going to be taking under the control of the Emirates side, and Risky, they have got themselves a 4v3 on their hands.
They're rotating back. They almost were at the A slope already, and then they rotated because of Carry Bob's kill onto onto SMX over there, and now they tried equally into the bomb site, making it a 3v2. It's not over yet, but Foxy goes down, and Pax is the last man standing. He's coming through the door. Ooh, Kit Kat. Okay.
I'm not sure if you caught that there, but Foxy was hiding in the back of the chicken coop waiting for the right timing.
Yeah.
And as soon as he peeked, they got him, so unlucky there. But I feel like this may just be it. Risky, they've got themselves 13 rounds.
Yeah, and Destructive5 need a timeout, in my opinion. They need to calm down a little bit. You can see that they are making hasty decisions and trying to make big plays, which was almost able to do. I mean, he ended up over here and then got killed. It was necessary for Destructive5 to surprise the terrorist and teach him a lesson, make the terrorists just think twice about what they want to do. And wow, Break It, that was maybe think twice before you go for the Bison again. Unarmored targets though.
Yeah.
Not a bad of a choice.
He needed 2 kills to pay that gun off, which isn't that bad if you're rushing into B plat, but obviously only getting a bit of damage off onto the last and not quite the kill. But it's not going to matter because the Molotov should do the damage gets caught out there and the pistol actually finishes him off there. So Risky, they take themselves 14 rounds. 1 off the win. And as you said, I do agree, Destructive need a pause here because they won 1 round this half.
Yeah, and that one...
A 1v1 wasn't that one?
Yeah, it was quite
2v,
close
2v.
as well.
Okay.
So, yeah, the Indian side losing grip on the game, even though they looked promising on the T side. Risky Gaming showing their resilience again. They were tested in the very first game already. 16-13 it was against their countrymen from the United Arab Emirates. Yeah?
Arab Emirates, yeah.
So...
Oh, look at that angle. Fox. Going to be able to find one, though. Does try and follow up, but has to back off as the smoke is down, and he's full white as well. Risky, they do take control of B. And this wall of smoke there, practiced this many times. We came into this matchup saying we can't let Cobble go through. Risky would love to play a bit of Cobble, and you can see it's working out massively for them. Destructive, allowing this map to go through on the veto, not being prepared enough, and apparently it will not matter because they're still going to get the kills, and it is a 3v2 on this retake. Bomb is going to be down there and ticking away, and they don't have a kit to work with either. Javi finds another. Foxy trades him out, but there's still one more to find, and he does get him as well. So that'll be the defuse coming in. Plenty of time for that. Destructive, they're actually going to get themselves 10 rounds here.
Yeah, that was on top of one guy though. Foxy doing the work for Destructive5, but that's also something that can kick off a team. A clutch like that, or it wasn't really a clutch, it was a 2v2 though, but some massive individual performance can cheer your teammates on to do what you just did. Go big, go for the best plays you're capable of doing at the moment. Risky Gaming have saved up so much money though, they can buy up even another round. So they can lose this one as well. And they will still be on a bye. A lengthy streak for Destructive5 until they break the terrorists' money. And by the time they break the terrorist money, they might have saved up enough money to go for another buy, or a forced buy at least.
Yeah, that may be true here. But already losing the first man is not going to be a great start, considering if they lose this round, the reset's coming in, and that's going to be so dangerous when we're going into the last of the map. So Wuz has a good position on A, but the issue is with this one is if you don't have a teammate crossfiring from doors, it's quite dangerous because you can't really hold your close angle. You don't know if they're pushing up onto the wood area, so quite dangerous. But if we can see a rotation come out from Pex and just hold onto the wood and he holds onto the ramp, it could be a good setup. But either way, they're going to go for the peaks.
And just sneaking into the bomb site by the terrorists, that was the right decision. But the Shadow gives away Kit Kat. Wuz is instantly spotted, but he makes it a second, and now Pex comes in. He tries to help his teammate out. The flash is on point. Wuz gets out of there, thinks to his teammate, but gets put down by Breaker in the end. The terrorists are coming back into the round with a 2v2 now. Tox on 6 HP gets put down by Foxy, and it's back to the 2v1. The man advantage for the CTs, thanks to Wuz's hold. They have a chance at winning this round. Breaker going for the plant. Realizes how important the money is for his team.
Yeah, and he's going to work his way just outside of the site as well, just sitting in that smoke. But as soon as it dissipates, they'll know exactly where he is. The double peek comes through, he doesn't even get one. SMX drops him. He was just so disorientated, so unaware of where he should be. I don't think he even aimed to be still on the site, but he just couldn't find out where the hell he should go. So round actually going to Destructive, they don't get reset, they keep it going. That's a 2-round hot streak here, and the bomb going down is going to mean Risky have a little more money to work with, so they're going to be able to afford the buy. And that's going to be a very decent buy as well. They even have enough money for the AWP, but they won't be going for it.
Yeah, and the loser bonus is going to be 3 rounds high, so 2,400. That would allow them to go for a decent force buy in the next round as well. So
especially with the bomb plant.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's definitely still not over. For Risky Gaming, they can prolong that buy streak.
And every round Risky have lost on this half, they've got a bomb down. So that's also important. But look at this, SMX just going to peek out there through the edge of the smoke as he finds one. Molotov comes out to force him right back. The Dox is going to attempt to trade, but instead takes down the wrong person. Foxy goes down, and SMX just repositioning, jumping right back through as the flash comes in. He takes another. They aren't able to trade. They're not expecting that kind of aggression. Who the hell would? It makes no sense. And now we're into a 4v3 as Risky. They try and cut their losses and just push in towards the A site. With one defender here, it's going to be Addy. He does peek out for the first one. Gets it. Does get traded there by Heavy, and now it's going to be a 1v3.
Ooh, Breaker with a huge task at hand. He's got the bomb at least. But if he wants to cross to the site itself, Wuz is there covering it. Or no, actually Wuz is pulling back again, so they allow him to get to the bomb unseen.
Just like deja vu from the previous round.
Yeah, he's waiting though. He knows he's got enough time to wait for the CTs to show up. And as long as it's a 3v1, he's definitely in a disadvantageous position. So he wanted to make it a 1v2 to make it a little more feasible. Now there's the first frag. He almost gets a second, but stopped shooting halfway through.
If he connected that second frag, that would have been great. But the trade comes out from Wuz. Nice position there on the balcony, and they're going to be able to take 12. This is getting more and more close every single round. But as you noted with the economy in the previous round, they are going to have enough to go for the buy thanks to that bomb plant.
But they take the break.
Ooh.
They say, okay guys, it's slipping away from us. We have to calm ourselves down. We have 28 kills on Breaker and Heavy. Massive performance by them. And it's obviously a tactical pause. They need to figure out what they are doing wrong after the bomb gets planted. I mean, they are kind of struggling. They're taking their last breaths when they get the bomb plants. Almost every round it's already a 1v2, 2v2, 1v3 even. So they have to get into the site a little more controlled, in my opinion. And I hope they figure out a way to do that, because even though I put my money on Destructive in theory, Risky is playing so well that I think they deserve the win. At the same time, Destructive5 came back 3 rounds in a row already, and they're not giving up despite being down 14-9 at one point. So they deserve it by now. Man, it's just such a nice matchup.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, it's quite scary at this point now, because if Risky lose this one, they're going to get 1 eco, then 1 more buy when it's 14-14. And then it's all to play for. You know, again, for those who just tuned in, this is a best of one. This is single elimination. This is a quarterfinals of the qualifiers for the $50,000 LAN in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia in November. So the winner of this is going to be going through to the semis, but
Did somebody
just
spray?
I want to see.
Oh my God! Somebody just sprayed.
It's our first we've seen this game. It's on the wall there to your right, isn't it? Wait, I can't see it. It was a T side because we heard it. Where is it, Debut?
Where?
Oh, it's over here. Look on my screen. Yeah, it's the last player. It's a crown. That's expensive. That one's like $4.
On the last player?
Yeah, there.
There.
It's like £4,
Yeah.
£5 for the crown one, and then you only get 50 uses.
You're already in the economy of spraying.
Yeah, you know, you got to get that training going on pretty fast. But that's a pretty cool spray. You can't lie.
He's a boss, though.
He is a boss. That's a nice spray. That's
Yeah,
like crown
let's
sticker,
make it
isn't
cinematic as well. Look at that. Okay, back to the game, though.
14-12 here. Destructive don't have as much utility as I would have liked in this one. They really haven't built up this economy because every round that they win, they're getting down to these 2v1s, 1v1s, and they're only just clinching them out. So
Yeah.
they keep having to rebuy these rifles, disallowing them from getting the economy as well, the utility as well. So, well, they may have the rifles. They're already exhausted all of the utility apart from a Molotov and a few flashbangs as well. Luckily, they have Kitso, and that's been a real outlier for something they've been struggling with in previous rounds. But obviously risky. They've got this AWP on Breaker, and he has been so influential so far in the couple of maps we have seen them play, and he will be entering things up over towards EA site here as they start to make their progression up towards long. But they waste too much time here. There is only one defender from the CT side. That is Addy, as usual, towards the back of A.
And Bob is still hanging around in the B hallways, trying to keep his teammates' backsides clean. Addy is quite exposed, so I just fell back in time. The terrorists are about to get into his line of sight, and his call is going to make or break this round for Destructive5. If he messes up just a tiny bit and goes down too early, the terrorists will run for the bomb site right away, and there he goes already. That's the first kill for the terrorists, and they are already legging it to the site. But gets flashed a little bit. Loses the fight against KitKat as well. The CT's struggling for control on the A bomb, so but the terrorists are all over the place already. The bomb is down and the 3 CTs try to retake, but Breaker maintains control. And Foxy and SMX have to back away.
Carry just not allowing them to save these rifles, knowing that this is likely to come into play, and he's going to pick up both as well. So Destructive not able to get away with those 2 saving players. 15 rounds found for risky, and now no money left for this buy from Destructive. They may have had a couple of rifles to work with, but Carry just going to be the denier of dollar here, as they're only left with a FAMAS and an M4 and 3 pistols.
Yeah, with 2 saved guns, they would have had 4 of them. Maybe even a drop in there instead of... well, not really a drop, but doesn't matter. They could have had some more rifles to work with. Now they are on the edge of losing, but Addy! Oh my God! What a play by him! 2v4 already. The terrorists left with Breaker on 100 and Carry on 6.
There was no reason to play like that. They have the weaponry advantage. There's no reason to play in such a way that just fails to account for your weapons.
Yeah,
that's exactly what pistols are good at.
Yeah.
Exactly what pistols are good at. If you rush into an angle like that, if you have a rifle, you're only going to get a couple of kills, especially with an M4A1S. But you have a pistol, tap, 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 tap. You got yourself 3 headshots. Terrible setup from Risky. No need to push so stupidly. And a dink coming through as well. So I would say this is doable, but it's pretty much all on the hands of Breaker, because it's not going to be hard for Destructive, especially with pistols, to land 1 bullet onto a 6 HP carry. So it's all on Breaker basically at this point, and it's all Risky's fault. They could have played slow, but now they have got to come against a much more scary buy. As Destructive are likely going to pick this one up and then likely have a few more weapons to work with. But Breaker, he is going to be walking into the fairly unscathed B site here and sneaking his way in, meaning these CTs have really no information on the whereabouts of these players. But the flash goes in from the CT, SMX ready to peek as well towards the back of Chicken Coop and Pex. He's also going to be joining over towards the triangle. Now we see the drop onto the site. He's going to hear that. They're going to be aware. The Molotovs go through very, very deep as well, and that may just catch out SMX there, but he makes his way outside of the angle, but the bomb not able to be planted here as SMX. He tries to pick up the kill, but no, Pex instead. He's going to get it. And Destructive, a 13-15 scoreline. They keep it alive, only losing 1 player as well. That's going to be such a damaging round for not only the economy, but also the confidence of Risky.
Yeah, they try to be overly confident and just say, okay guys, we're at 15-12, now we're going to run at them and just completely demolish them again on the A-bomb side, where they had that timeout. They figured out a very good way of attacking the A-bomb set, a very nicely planned out way as well. It worked out perfectly for them in the previous round, but then why didn't they use it again when it worked so well? Now they have to learn a lesson, and SMX is teaching them another page.
Yeah, with a good first opening kill, yet to receive any damage as well. As Risky, they do send a couple of players in towards this B site. There's still some control on the stairs, and Foxy's going to be able to pick up 2 kills for his work. Now only 2 remain for Risky. And I don't know about you, Dabu, but I think this may be going to overtime in a couple of rounds, because Risky, they just have nothing to work with after this round. They will get the bomb down, maybe. But as I say, that KitKat, he does get another kill. And if they can get this bomb down, actually, they will have a bit of economy to work with as well. So this isn't actually going that badly. But look, this boost, KitKat is going to be up. This is a 2v4 taken into account, and suddenly it's all been flipped on its head. KitKat finds another, peeks out again. He's going to drop Foxy, and now it's all on SMX. He has to clutch a 1v2 or Risky. Oh my god, KitKat, he hits the headshot. 5 kills was that for him. 5 kills.
Was that the ace? Yeah, it was the ace.
Oh my god.
Such a sick round.
What do you say about that?
I really don't know, but what a finish to this match. So deserved for both teams to go on, but it's only one, and it's Risky this time around. Breaker with a massive performance, 30 kills on his account, 29 on his teammate. That was Heya as well, so
yeah,
heavy as well. So just massive performance by them at the start, but then the Def players showed up, and Risky just pulled through on the T side. A very nice play by them.
They shouldn't have won that. I'm not sure how they did. A 2v4 somehow. Or was that a 2v5 at one point? It might have been.
I think it was a 2v4. Yeah, I think they got 1 kill before.
Wow, massive round though for KitKat. Going to secure it, and that's going to be the 3rd match of the day. We are going to be seeing Risky make their way to the semi-finals, but who else is joining them? Let's have a look at the bracket. There we go. Risky are going to be up against the winner of Overcome and Entity, which isn't currently finished. Dare to Dream obviously securing their place in the semi-finals as well, but they will be up against the winner of Bot and Brutals, which is going to be coming up as well. We won't be streaming that here though, but we should have the grand final, the semi-finals matches, sorry, to qualify for the grand finals coming up as well, which is obviously Risky, and then the TBA and Dare Dream in the TBA.
But what a thriller of a game there. Yeah. I'm so curious to see if Risky will be tested as much again, because that was, we already talked about it in the before the game started. We wanted to see them tested to the core, and I think that was a very nice match to see what they're capable of doing.
Definitely.
Nice mid-round calls, the tactical pause in the right moment, otherwise they wouldn't have gotten the 15th round in the first place. Then a little hiccup there, overly confident, throwing away 1 round, but then recovering from that as well. And in the first place, recovering from a not so perfect first half as well.
An interesting game, had highs, had lows, and obviously Risky going to be taking it. So we will have a giveaway for you guys, just to throw that one in there. Bit of a segue, doesn't really work, but whatever. Head over to rog-masters.com/giveaways, and link is just down below now, and you can head over to there and win lots of cool free stuff. We have a few bits of hardware to give away for you guys as well. So if you would like to win some of that, again, it takes 10 seconds of your time. Nothing to lose. Go for it. rog-masters.com/giveaways. But until then, until the next match, we are going to be taking a short break. So obviously the next one is undecided yet, so we're going to have to wait for the previous game to finish, and then we will be doing the last semi-finals match. So maybe a bit longer than usual, but still, you do want to come back.
Yeah,
you do want to come back. You don't want to miss the next game, because obviously the winner of that is going to qualify for the $50,000 LAN in Kuala Lumpur. So tune in a bit, and we're going to have the next match, guys.
Don't even go away.
No, stop.